Herman. Hello.
Hey there, Bob. How are you?
Good. Thank you very much for being with me today. Sherry, I'm wondering, you must have a wealth of experience in the whole world of supply chain marketing in your time at Academy Sports and Outdoors and Walmart as well. And just, I want to kind of hear your insights based on that experience about the importance of marketing in choosing solutions from logistics and supply chain service providers. What can you tell us about that?
Well, I can tell you from my experience, I have been heavily marketed to. I would speak from that perspective. And so I've had experience at Walmart in their supply chain, as well as Academy Sports and Outdoors in their supply chain. And both experiences um, were, I guess, from an industry perspective, were similar in some ways, but much different in others. For example, within Walmart, based upon where we were within our supply chain, we were testing innovative technology.
Mhm.
And so a lot of what we were getting from a marketing perspective was thought provoking, new, probably not well tested in the industry. So there was not a lot of other companies that were doing some of the things we were doing. And we needed that. We needed to be thinking about how we could improve our supply chain to get that next leading edge. And with Academy, like many growing companies, we were building a foundation, and that foundation required a little bit more patience. It wasn't necessary to have the next leading technology, or being you didn't have the resources to be able to test a lot of technology, although you had to stay relevant.
Mhm.
But it was more of building a foundation and realizing from a strategic perspective what the organization could absorb, and how we could not only build a foundation but transform at the same time. So if there was
Mhm.
technologies that could help us leapfrog, or get up to the industry in various ways to be more efficient, that's what we needed to look at. But it wasn't necessarily going out and being able to resource and test a lot of technologies. And so when I think back at the things that it's important to really understand where a company is. Those two companies, while similar in both were family founded companies, grew very, very quickly. At the stage that we're in, whether it's today or even 5 to 10 years ago, they're in different stages. And I think it's
Yeah.
important for marketers to understand that. Otherwise, it's ineffective marketing.
So you want to think that the marketer, first of all, knows about your company, where your company sits in terms of progress toward creation of these technologies and the like. That would be maybe the first thing, that they know who you are and that they tailor the message to you. How do you want to be approached by them in terms of where you want the messages to come from?
So I can tell you, email is not particularly the best way. And it's
Hmm.
simply because it's overwhelming. I
Yeah.
mean, I can tell you over the past, 5 years, it's grown incrementally worse. There must be an algorithm that says, hey, from about 6 o'clock in the morning, send out as many as marketing emails as possible,
Right.
because that's what happens. It's you can tell it's a very systematic. Hey, let me get in the first of your inbox at the beginning of the day. And at
Hmm.
some points, we were getting like 200 or emails a day just from marketers. And so I can tell you that's not as effective, and especially the ones that maybe trying to be persistent and make sure that at the top of your inbox, but they say, hey, I think you may have missed my email. No,
Yeah.
I didn't miss your email. I deleted it because I had work I had to get done. And
Hmm.
so it became overwhelming. And then, especially as you get closer to attending any of the conferences, that the email grew exponentially worse.
Absolutely.
It got to the point where almost going to a conference became a hindrance to being able to get work done, because your email became so overloaded with requests for just 15 minutes, or some segment of time for the marketing to occur.
Hmm.
Obviously, they're trying to make sure that they get their message across. But it's just from an executive's perspective, it's not effective.
So what's a
It's
better way?
so I think what I've found to be the most effective is those that are able to give sound bites of information. Be informative. If someone understands what's going on either in the industry or in a specific company, is what phase or what their technology status, what their resource status is, I think that's more effective because it becomes more of a providing information for an executive to digest or their team to digest, for them to be able to pass it along, making sure that they have they're up to date and relevant on all the technologies and products that are available. But then you can pick and choose what fits in with your strategy, within the company.
Yeah.
Because minus that, you just get overloaded with either email or information, and it's not relevant. And what I had to really, in my past, I had to really protect from is your team getting so distracted on the bells and whistles and making sure that they stay focused on what do we need? What are the products that are available, that are relevant to what we're trying to solve? Not trying to, be, for Academy specifically, not trying to be top leading edge where we're testing, something that hadn't been well tested, because we had a lot of things that we would benefit from, just from making sure that we had end-to-end visibility, for example.
Yeah.
But simplifying. So the more that a marketer can simplify the message and make the data specific to a solution, I think the better. Because everyone that you talk to seems to say, hey, I can craft my product to however you want it to be made. And a lot of companies simply don't have the understanding or the knowledge to know how they need it crafted. So I always worry when I hear someone say that to me, because I'd rather someone start with, here's what our product has, here's a demo of it, take a look at it, see if it's relevant to what you're looking for in a solution. And then being adaptable. But to create a solution just for either a big company or a small company, smaller companies specifically, they may not know exactly what particular product they need, or how they want to design that need, because
Yeah.
they're not at that stage yet.
The contradiction, of course, is that you can't cut off the messages altogether. It's part of your job as a supply chain person to entertain possibilities for vendors of services and software and the like. At the same time, there's a point at which it suddenly becomes spam.
Yes.
And I guess you're saying that personalized touch, simplifying the message, keeping it shorter, keeping it more direct, helps to differentiate the noise from the content.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
otherwise it just becomes noise, and there's great content that gets lost in the noise, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Then it requires the executive to then go out and do the research. Anything
Yeah.
that can be done to simplify, have the comparative of what other products are available in that market space or in that solution product space, helps really bring that differentiation to light.
Sherry, how do you see supply chain marketing and the way that buyers shop for supply chain solutions changing? And what are the main challenges today in doing that?
So social media has changed, obviously, how people and executives look at products available. It makes it so easy to market and leverage a lot of different platforms. I think if anyone had a solution, they would probably find it. I think the message I would say is, it's key to not just become part of the noise. And how you become not part of that noise is, I think you've got to do your homework on a company that you're looking at partnering with, at really providing a solution. Is that, don't oversell your product. You have to make sure you understand what the solution provides succinctly, and does that match where that company is. It's very, very difficult. I understand to get a hold of the decision makers, but sometimes it's not necessarily the decision makers that someone needs to convince of the product. sometimes it's the people and the teams that are actually working in that environment, whether it's technology or whether it's material handling.
Mhm.
I think that comes from understanding where the company is and the comparatives. If you can't compare a Walmart supply chain with an Academy supply chain in a lot of different ways. It's scale matters, and what technologies that companies can entertain with reality in check
Mhm.
becomes very, very important.
Well, we're going to hear a lot more from you, Sher Herman, as well as many other industry marketing experts and buyers and sellers at the upcoming Global Supply Chain Marketing Summit, set for June 5th through 7th, 2024 in Amelia Island, Florida at the Ritz-Carlton. So I look forward to seeing you there. In the meantime, Sherry, thank you so much for being with me. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks, Bob. I appreciate the discussion.